All right, so today I want to talk to you guys about Colorescience. It's our brand new sunscreen line or sun care line that has actually grown and expanded to beyond just sun care. They've got all kinds of neat products, but these products are changing my morning routine. So I am a single mother of two. Oops, sorry, kicking my camera. I'm a single mother of two. I work full time. One of them is 5 and the other one is 9. You can imagine my mornings are not leisurely at all. So my routines in the morning tend to be super fast, like it's all I can do just to get out of the house. So these products are changing my mornings for sure, because in the same amount of time it takes me to do like my SPF and a little bit of makeup, like I'm good and done and out the door, and I feel like I look a lot better than I usually do. So I'm really excited about these products. I'm really excited to share them with you today. So the Colorescience line is pretty big. There's a lot of different options, but the ones that I'm going to kind of focus in on mostly today for all over my face is the Flex, and I'm the Fair. I'm Flex Fair. I am usually in the lightest 2 to 3 shades of like every foundation ever. So that can tell you the Fair is for pretty light, but there's also a medium, and I think there's a medium, a tan, and a dark. So on the website, we've got some swatches. You can see which one works best for you. And then today I'm gonna mix it with the Glow. And this Glow just has a little bit of sheer glowy sparkle. It's optional, but the cool thing about these products is they are mixable, blendable. So if you want to get a little wild, you can either layer them, you can blend them and mix them, you can have fun. And the cool thing about this Flex is it's color changing. It's super, super cool. So when you first bring it out, it just looks white, okay? But when you activate and start to rub it around, it will actually color change to match your skin tone. See, it's already getting tan. It's so cool. So this time, actually, let me wipe this off because I'm going to show you, I wanted to show you the color changing, but I also wanted to show you, I'll put it on my arms, how I like to mix the two. So you can use it just like that. The homepage video actually right now is of me using just that, but this is my current favorite, is to add a little bit of the Flex in your color and then add a little bit of Glow to it. So the Glow has a nice little shimmer, and then I'm gonna mix and apply them both together. Totally optional. I love anything with a little bit of sparkle, so that is my choice always. So this has all of your SPF for the day. It has all of your skincare ingredients. Let's see, Stacey says, what is the finish for the Flex? I would say that the Flex is satin on its own. It's, lightly dewy, but not heavily dewy. When you mix it with the Glow, you're gonna get a little bit more of the dewy factor like I'm doing, because I like to be shiny. Give me all the Glow products. I'm all about it. Oh, this is actually a great question. So Megan says, so all of the Colorescience have pore-clogging ingredients, so how are they acne safe? So, I'm not sure that Zeamaze is not acne safe on our list. We can look into that. But acne ingredients in the pore-clogging list are highly, highly dependent on formulation. And because of that, Colorescience has sent all of their products, except for I believe one of the eye products, for independent commoditogenicity. I'm gonna get my mouth around this word, testing. So all of their products have actually been tested for pore clogging in the formulation that they are used in. So the original study that I believe it was Dr. Fulton did, that kind of became the basis of the pore clogging ingredients list as we know it. If you actually get that study and read through it, even he says this ingredient, when it's raw, is pore clogging. But if you spin it with alcohol, it's perfectly fine. Not pore clogging at all. Most skincare products are spun with alcohol. So it's things like that. Like the formulation really does matter. We give you the pore clogging list so that if you don't know how it was formulated, or if you're really inflamed and just trying to get clear and you just need to have a clean slate, right? Like an elimination diet, you can take everything out. That's a great place to start. But generally, it's a little bit more finessed than that. So these have all been tested independently for pore clogging, and they're all good to go. In addition to that, in-house, we've all been testing them, even those of us who are acne prone, and haven't had any problems at all. So that is that. Okay, so I just put on my foundation layer. I even put a little bit over my lips. You can see they're kind of white. I get sunburned lips because I am so white, so I'm cool with that. We'll cover it up in a minute. So next fun thing, they have these great little blush sticks. They have them in a bunch of different shades, so you can pick the one that is right for you. And they're so easy to put on. Like, this is why I love these products and this line. When I'm rushed in the morning, boom. Oops, got my nose a little bit. It's tricky to do your makeup in an iPad camera. But I mean, man, you guys, it blends in so easy and so nice. You look ready to go. And you've got SPF is 50. SPF 50. So I get hyperpigmentation all along here. So having that extra layer of blush, even highlighter, that's brilliant. I'm so stoked about that. These are great to keep in your purse. You can reapply throughout the day as needed, and off you go. I didn't put one on today, but they also do have these great total eye concealers. I will show it to you. Actually, we can put a little on. So they also come in colors. The fair one, so before we brought Colorescience in, I bought this fair on my own, and I thought I didn't like it because it always made my eyes look funny. I realized that even though I'm really light-skinned, this darker color that's called their medium works better for me. And I did find out after we brought it in, this originally was like the only fair color, their medium. So it does work for most skin types except for like the very palest of skin tones. So I only use a very tiny bit and dab it in. This is also your SPF 35. Yep, SPF 35. So again, perfect. You're adding double coverage for under your eyes and all these areas here where we tend to get those little brown spots of hyperpigmentation. Stacy asks, can that be used as eyeshadow as well? So they have a bronzer stick. I did test it as eyeshadow, and it works. It doesn't irritate your eyes, but it creases like crazy. So I have a different hack for eyeshadow, and that is, I forgot I was doing this video today, so I came in with eyeshadow already on. But they have the powdered sunscreens, and this one is bronze. So this guy is really cool for, you can hold your brush out kind of small like this, and then you can use this to dab in a little bit of bronze. It's going to be more natural than what I have on now. I have an actual like liquid eyeshadow on, but this works really great. Kind of like if you've used a powder bronzer as your eyeshadow before, it'll give you that little bit of bronze on your eyes. You can also use it if you want to do a little bit of like a contour underneath. This one isn't super prepped, but there we go. So if you wanted to use it, you can give it a little bit. Oh, there we go. And they blend really nice. They're easy to use. So yeah, you can give yourself a little bit of sculpt. They also have the stick. I tend to prefer the stick because I like the creamy. I have drier skin, but if you are a little more oily, you like a little bit more matte. some of these powders might be nice for you. Oh, yes, I will swatch the medium and tan shades. I don't have them in front of me, but don't let me forget, and before we end this, I'll go grab them and we'll swatch them out. I did bring the bronze, and this is another option that you have if you want to go a little extra and do a little contouring. The bronze, for my skin tone, this is going to be too dark for me to use everywhere. I'll show you. But for a little bit of contouring, or if you're going to mix it, it works really nice and gives you a really nice sun-kissed glow. But again, I am the lightest couple of shades of foundation, so most of these would be too dark for me to use all over. But it gives you that really nice kind of bronze shift. So for medium skin tones to darker skin tones, you can just wear this and it would be like your version of the glow that I mixed with my foundation. If you're a little more light like me, you could take just a little tiny bit and use it as a little bit of contouring through here, around here. I'm not that fancy with my makeup, so I won't. Last and final step for me in the morning is to pull out this guy. This is the Colorescience Lip Shine Again SPF 35. There's a number of different colors. This one is rose, and this is going to cover up that little sunscreen that I got over my lips. Okay. So you guys get to see real life how easy mistakes are to clean up, because I've made several of them. But yeah, they're really easy products to use, especially if you don't consider yourself a makeup pro. I do not consider myself a makeup pro, and they're super fast and easy. And that's it. I'm ready to get out and enjoy my day. I will probably take one of these, the SPF Glow, along with me. So we live in Sacramento, California, which gets very hot. So even today, I think we're expected to get to 103. So carrying sticks and stuff in your purse can sometimes backfire. They can melt. So these powders are absolutely wonderful for that. And then as you go about your day, you just patter it on and there you go. You've reapplied. Super easy. These are also great if you have kids like I do, especially really young kids, so babies and whatnot. If you've ever tried to put sunscreen on a baby or a toddler, you know what I'm talking about. It's not fun. This makes it really easy and also gets in their scalps really well. So when you have the babies and they just don't have enough hair in here, you just boop, 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 and scalp line's taken care of. Also, if you have someone in your life who has a little bit of hair loss or thinning, it's also great for those spots as well. It'll get in there and make sure you don't end up with a sunburned scalp, because that's misery. Parvin says, are these mineral SPF? Yes, they're all mineral SPF. I am sensitive to chemical sunscreens. I can use some. Others will actually make my face burn as soon as I get into the sun and they start that chemical reaction. So I tend to steer away from chemical sunscreens for the most part, because I'm leery, and I can use everything in their line. It's all zinc and titanium dioxide based. Okay, I do have the tan and the medium, so we will go ahead and swatch these. I'm going to clean off my hand here since I already used the back of my hand for the bronze, and that way we can get a little more accurate. All right. The nice thing about these is they're also sweat resistant and water resistant for, I believe, 40 minutes, which is pretty good. A lot of more skincare focused sunscreens don't have that sweat and water resistance to them. So that is one of my favorite features as someone who chases my kids outdoors all day, that I know that I'm getting that protection throughout the day. Okay. Starting fresh here. All right, we're gonna go medium. I'll do medium on one hand and then we'll do the tan on the other one. So medium, it's gonna come out white just like the other one did. Super cool. And then we're gonna rub it in. And with a darker color, you can see how fast the tint activates. It's so cool. So this is just a little dark for me, but this is gonna work really well for lightly tan to mid-tan. Wear it to mid-town. And then do tan on the other hand, and we can compare. Again, looks the same. This one actually, you can tell it has a little bit more of the like tint speckles. There's a little mineral in there. And then as you rub it, it actually breaks apart that mineral, and that's what causes the tint to change. So it just has a higher concentration. And there we go. So this is the tan. So this one you can tell I couldn't get away with wearing that guy. So medium, tan, and then I have on the fair. You can see the line a little bit. And again, for reference, I am the palest couple shades of foundation ever. So you're seeing it on a pretty pale canvas. And then I just took off the medium, and I'm gonna put the bronze on because I thought it'd be nice to compare the bronze to the deep as well here. Where'd my bronze go? Here it is. So the bronze doesn't have the flecks, it has color like a tint in it, but we'll go ahead and rub it all in so we can compare. Okay, bronze, honestly, they're very similar. Let's see if I can get them rubbed in a little bit more. Very similar. The bronze has a little bit more glow. You can kind of see as the light is hitting from outside. Bronze is a little bit shinier, whereas the tan is a little bit deeper. So if you're in that deep color spectrum, and you're wanting one of those, you can pick one based on more matte look, or one or natural finish, and one off that more shiny finish. Megan wants to know how dark is the Even Up SPF. I will pull it up and I will show it to you, since we have them all here now. Ben is great, he's in the back, and every time you guys ask a question, he just brings me the product that you guys are asking about. Okay, so this is Even Up. Even Up is lighter. Even Up also is thicker consistency. To me, this is more like foundation. These flexes are like a medium coverage, light to medium coverage foundation. And this is gonna be a little bit more. And it is made to cover up hyperpigmentation and all of that kind of stuff. So, trick for using Even Up, make sure that your skin is well hydrated underneath. It's gonna help it go on faster. I didn't do that to my hand, so oops, gosh, I keep doing that. We'll find out how it goes, but it's a little bit more silicone-y, it's thicker. So this is gonna be a little bit more like some of the Tizo sunscreens, but it has a creamier feeling to it. It feels really nice and creamy. It has a little bit of that dimethicone feeling that the Tizos have for protection, a protective barrier. So you can see the tint for me, as the lightest foundation shade, it's maybe a hair. Honestly, it's rubbing in pretty good here. Maybe a hair dark, but I could probably get away with it. Yeah. So it still goes on fairly sheer. It gives you that kind of smoothing effect that the dimethicones offer. So that's Even Up. It's pretty flexible. I would say light to medium tones, light to lighter medium tones are gonna be fine with that. If you were in the darker Fitzpatrick's, it might end up being too light, I would suspect. I also Ben pulled the Alcom for me. It's very similar to the Even Up, but a little bit different. This one is meant for concealing redness in addition to being your SPF. And it's also very nice. It also has a little bit thicker. It's not the liquidy like the Flex Shields. We'll go ahead and rub this guy in. This is, yeah, quite similar to the Even Up. Really creamy. So that is those two. I would say that the Alcom maybe has even a little bit more coverage than this guy did, but quite similar. All right, Melissa wants to know if any of the tinted sunscreens transfer to clothing. I have not had that happen just in my like everyday use. Now, if you went and put on your sunscreen and then immediately pulled a white t-shirt over your face, yeah, I mean, you can tell this is a wet wipe, and I am getting color off on the wet wipe. So I would say if you try, you could get some off, but I have never noticed like my couches or blankets or just like normal use, I've never noticed any kind of transfer. So once it gets on there and it dries, it stays pretty. You can do like a still white. Give it a little, that gets a little bit. So if you scrub, but it's pretty good. Like I've had makeups that come off worse than that. Megan wants to know, how does the Flex compare to the Clear Stem UR Sunshine as far as coverage? So they're pretty similar. The Clear Stem is going to be a little bit more matte. I have it here. And it also, honestly, it's more comparable to these guys, I think. More similar. But where these are silicone-y, the Clear Stem does not have silicone, so it doesn't have that dimethicone in it. But also, it's a little bit thicker. I actually had this particular one on right before this video, and I took it off to make the video. This has been one of my favorites this summer. My only complaint is that for my personal taste, I like it a little bit more dewy. But it gives you a nice, it's a sheer tint. The Clear Stem does not have a ton of coverage. I would say that the Colorescience does have a little bit more coverage, but the UR Sunshine has a really nice smoothing effect. It does definitely kind of even out, even under eye stuff, just not quite to the same extent, but they're fairly similar. Let's see, am I going to preview the Sorella Dewdrop shades? I absolutely can. So the Dewdrops are the dewiest option of all of them. I will grab one real quick. We can say hi to the wall for a minute.
Got it.
Thanks. Okay. The Dewdrops are a very different texture from all of the above. Let me find the tint 1. That might be it. Nope, tint 4. Tint 1. So there are 4 tints. Tint 1 is for me folks, very fairs. The tint 2 is actually, a lot of people will use tint 1. A lot of white folks are going to use tint 1. Tint 2 really starts to get into your more tan complected, Mediterranean, lighter Hispanic kind of skin tones, and then you're going to go up from there. So I will show you tint 1. Trick with these guys, you have to shake really well. The oils that are in them will separate, which is completely normal. You just got to shake it good. So these guys are going to be, there you go. You can even see I didn't quite shake it. Well, I don't know if there's a little separation, but it doesn't matter. It'll rub right in on your hand. So you can tell how, already you can tell how dewy it is in comparison. Highly moisturizing. Dry skins love this. If you're really oily, you probably won't. But that said, I do know some oily skin folks who do love it. So it's just, so much is preference. But yeah, it just melts right in. Little to no coverage, I would say. This is very, very sheer. It just has a little bit of an evening effect, evens the skin tone. Yeah, so those are the Dewdrops. They are really nice if you like a dewy finish. All right, let's see. Can you mix the Clear Stem with the Flex for more coverage? I wouldn't mix them in your hand. But I think that if you wanted to, you could probably put one on top of the other. The textures are pretty different. I don't think that would be my choice. I think that if I wanted to get a little bit more coverage out of my Colorescience, I would pair it with one of the powder sunscreens that has a tint. This one is the medium, and this one is the deep. And there is, I think, one lighter somewhere. We also have Glow. But yeah, I think that if I was going to do Colorescience and I wanted to add a little bit more coverage, I would do this. We'll see if we can get some out here. My hand's still a little wet. There. So this is a one shade kind of dark for me, and I went heavy. But you can tell how just that already is going to give you a little extra coverage. So that would be my choice. I would do that. Plus, these are easy to throw in your purse and apply all day long. It works great. The Flex, I think, is a little bit more coverage than the Clear Stem, yes. Not a ton, but a little bit. How does the brush on compare to the Is Clinical brush on? They are fairly similar. I don't think I have used the Is Clinical tinted ones, but I want to say that these are going to be a little bit more coverage. But they are fairly similar. Just kind of depends on your preference. Oh yay, Celine's popping in. Flex has the most coverage of all of our tinted SPFs we carry. In her opinion, it's a medium coverage foundation for her. Yeah. So they are going to be a little bit more coverage, at least the Flexes. Sorry, that was a Glow. A little bit more coverage than you would get with your Clear Stem. Yeah, let's see, do we have any other questions? I know that since Celine is here, I know she has used the Is Clinical powders a lot more than me. She might have some feedback on the difference between them. This is the only one that I've used extensively. She says her flight takes off in a few minutes. She's stoked about the launch. Well, safe flying. Celine has been at a wedding in the Midwest all week, and we're excited to have her back tomorrow. But yeah, I think that these are going to have a little bit more coverage for you. The Is Clinicals are pretty sheer. Can I show the different colors of blush? Absolutely. I only brought one over here, but I'll go grab them. I should have known. Just gotta bring them all. Sorry, I wasn't better prepared. Okay, so the ones that I have here are Blush, which is the lightest, Violet Haze. This is the one that I used on my skin, which is Berry. And then this is the bronzer, which I do actually quite like. The bronzer is a little bit lighter than you might expect. Here, I can get it up a little higher. It's really not super dark. So if you wanted to add, you know, a little bit of glow to your cheekbones, it's a little bit glowy for like a contour, maybe, but it's just really pretty to mix in. Okay, let's do this. This is Berry, so this is the one that I used. Let's see if we can get a little swatch going here. This one is Violet Haze. Which is quite similar, just a little bit different undertone. And Blush. Which is going to be a lot more of the coral tint. So I've used this one as well. It is really pretty. It is definitely lighter on me. It's a lot more neutral. So if you want it to be a very neutral finish, you can. Let's warm these up a little bit. Violet Haze is going to be the darkest. And then the Berry is your middle tone. And then this guy is your light. One Will Pink Sky and Golden Hour will be back in stock. So those are on back order from Colorescience. I'm not sure when they will be back, but when they are, we will carry them for you. So just keep an eye on your inbox, and when we get them, we'll try and get an email put together and get it sent out to you guys. Yeah, there are a couple more colors that are just on back order at the moment. So this is what we have. Let's see, we also have, I think I have another one of the lip glosses over here. Yep, this is the pink. So the nice thing about these lip glosses is they really are not goopy or like sticky feeling. They feel really nice. Ben says 1 to 2 weeks estimate on the colors on back order. Awesome, so pretty soon. And Melissa says Barry would be pretty. Yes, you can use these on your lips as well. So there's the pink versus the berry that I put on today. Or the rose, sorry, I was wearing rose. Those are the only two that I have nearby, but those are also really nice. SPF 35. There's the more worked in. This is going to be a lot more sheer. And that has a little bit more of like a mauve tint to it. Yeah, all right. Do I have any more questions? Little tips and tricks for these guys. Any of the sunscreens, I do feel like, especially if they have a tint, I do feel like they go on a little bit better when your skin is moisturized. So even if you're like more of an oily skin type, you can use Hydro Balance or something like that underneath, one of the gel moisturizers. But it will just give you a really nice even application. I've put these on, reapplied them and stuff when I don't have moisturizer underneath, but putting the moisturizer underneath will give you the nicest finish. All right, cool. Well, I think I went over all I can think of. Again, the fun eyeshadow hack is to use your bronze powder, and you're gonna just kind of flatten out your brush like so, and then dab it on from here. This is not it, this is a different Persona eyeshadow stick, but it does look nice. I might be able to get it out of my hand. Let's see. There you go. Yeah. So if you just want a natural go-to look, it's super easy. And this one is matte, it's not glowy, so you can use it for a little bit of contouring if you wanted to go around and be a little more fancy than me. You absolutely can. Melissa says, any tips for reapplication midday? I love the powders. For me, I like the glow because I love the glowy powders. I also feel like this doesn't like completely annihilate your blush or like other things because it doesn't have a ton of coverage. It just has a very light little tint with some glow to it. So that is that guy. Great for reapplication. I also, if you aren't leaving your purse in 103 degrees like it's going to be here today, keeping one of these in your purse, it is perfect. It's really nice to just be able to go in and dot a little bit of extra color coverage right over. So that was the lightest color. Now on top of the medium color. They're very buildable too. Like I'm just dabbing them on for pretty light coverage, but you can give a pretty good swipe in there and then blend that in. I'm gonna have a million layers of blush on, but so it's really customizable to what you want and the look that you want to have. Also, if you decide that was more than I bargained for, before it's set, so it will set and be less easy to work, but you've got a good amount of time. So if you decided, oh, that was a little more than I bargained for, it's so forgiving, it's really easy. You don't have to be a makeup pro. I'm not. And then off you go. Super easy. Cool, so stay cool out there, you guys. We're gonna do our best here. I feel like it's hot already inside with the air conditioning and it's not even noon yet. Hopefully it's not quite so hot in your neck of the woods. If it is, stay cool and don't forget your sunscreen. Also, just a reminder, this glow stick that I mentioned is my favorite reapplicator. A mini version of this is a free gift with purchase. If you spend $100 on Colorescience products or more, you will get a free mini in your purchase. It is while supplies last, and we do have limited stock. So if you want to try it and you're excited about it, get your order in sooner rather than later, because I do think that our inventory of free gifts is gonna zoom on out of here. Anyway, have a absolutely wonderful Tuesday. It was great to see all you guys, and I will talk